All right, so now I'm going to continue working with this portrait just to show you sort of a full edit of what I would do with this portrait using just the techniques that we've learned in this section of the course, not really playing with any of the other settings. So we've already had this face contouring that I've added. So next, I'm going to get rid of this scar right there. Now this is something that you might want to leave. The person might want to leave this scar if it's a birthmark or something like that. So you definitely want to ask them to see if it's something they want to get rid of. Same with these moles or any pimples or things like that. Now, some of these moles you might want to get rid of if they're distracting, if the person doesn't like them. That's one of the beauties of photo editing. You can get rid of things like that, but sometimes you might want to leave them. So again, this is kind of up to you as the photo editor and up to whoever you are taking photos of. So make sure you get their sort of opinion of what they want you to do. Maybe they want, a beauty mark or something like that left. So I'm not going to get rid of all of them, but I'm going to leave it like that. Let's actually get rid of some of these ones on her neck. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is just do some enhancement to the eyes. So let's zoom in here. We're going to create another brush. So go to our adjustment layer, click new, make sure our settings are reset. Or if you want to start with iris enhance, we can start with iris enhance. Going to turn on mask overlay, auto mask, and we're just going to paint over her eye. Make sure that we have our flow all the way up, density all the way up as well. Okay, that's good for that iris. Now this one. All right, press O to turn off mask overlay. Now that was a good sort of initial enhancement. I'm going to make them more blue, dropping our slider this way. It's looking pretty good. Cool. Now I'm going to create a new brush. We're going to reset all of our settings. Going to increase the exposure just a little bit, decrease the saturation, and I'm just going to go right in here to the whites of the eyes. I feel confident that I can do this myself without really any sort of mask overlay guiding me. Maybe you feel the same way. Cool, that looks pretty good. Now we don't really see her teeth, so I'm not worried about whitening her teeth, but I'm going to create a new brush to enhance the color of her lips. This is one where I will start with the auto mask on and I will turn on our mask overlay so I can really see what I'm actually selecting. So first we make our selection. And then we're going to add some color. So that's pretty good. Okay, turn off our mask overlay. You can go straight into the tint if that's the color you want, or you can go into color and kind of pick the color you want. I want something a little more like purpley maroon or something like that. You might need a combo, so you might need to start there, but then play with the color temperature up here. Going back over to make sure my selection is good. All right, that's looking pretty good. Just drop the saturation of this color. See the before and after. Definitely a pretty dramatic change, I would say. Nice, but I like it. Another thing I'm going to do is just create a new brush and I'm going to go over her hair. I'm just going to increase the clarity of her hair, then maybe boost the exposure just a little bit, just to get her hair to be a little bit more defined, a little bit more contrasty, basically. So we could also play with the whites, shadows, and also increase the contrast itself. Maybe you want to make it softer. You could decrease clarity as well, but I want to boost clarity just a little bit, add a little bit more detail. All right, so we're looking pretty good. Let's see the before and after. Got the before and after there. Before and after, before and after. You can tell that the whites of the eyes are definitely brighter. The blues of her eyes are enhanced. Her lips are a different color, definitely more colorful. Her hair is a little bit bigger or more defined. The last thing, I am going to just add a quick softening of skin brush. So let's go ahead overall, create a new brush, go down to soften skin. This one, we're going to turn off auto mask. We're going to turn down the flow just a little bit. We're just going to go over all our skin really quickly. Just a quick softening of everything. It's looking pretty good. All right, so one more time, the before and after, definitely a little bit more stylized, but definitely that commercial style of editing over here on the right-hand side. And that's what you can do, putting together all of the skills that you have. One thing I'm going to do is actually enhance this beauty mark right there. So I'm going to take a new brush. I'm actually going to, let's reset everything. Make it really small. We're going to drop the exposure right there. All right. That might be a little bit too much. Cool. Yeah, that's better. Awesome. So that is what I'm going to do. That is the before and after. I hope you enjoyed this process. If you have any questions, let me know. I would also love to see your edits of this photo or any of the other photos in this folder. Feel free to go through them, play around with them, and post them to the course. Post them to social media. Tag me at Phil Ebiner or at Video School Online, depending on what platform you're at, and I'll check it out. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in another tutorial.